Assalamualaikum guys and very good day to all of you. So we will continue our lecture on maintenance of HVAC system. So by this week we are going to learn and look into the one another system of in HVAC. We have learned on the centralized system which compo which include on the water cool chiller system, air cooled chiller system, split unit system. Today there is another technologies that is available in HVAC, which is what we call VRV system. Some company they are using VRF, and some company they are using VRV. What is VRV actually? So the there are registered trademark of VRV. So VRV we call it as variable refrigerant volume. Uh, and meanwhile VRF is it's the same technology, but we there is only another company they are using the same technology, but they are registered it under the name of VRF, which is variable refrigerant flow. For example, VRV, Daikin using VRV term, VRV, variable refrigerant volume. Meanwhile, for Top Air, maybe Mitsubishi, they are using the term of VRF, which is variable refrigerant flow. So, who is the one that invent the VRV system? So, actually, this is some summarize of history of VRV. So, it's begin in 1970s. So, there are oil crisis increase worldwide. Uh, so, there are typically influence the energy costs because the oil is price is high on that particular time. So that's why on start from 1970s, their R&D department of Daikin, so they made their research and development into how they want to reduce the energy cost for the usage of air conditioning. So in 1982, Daikin then invented and patented their first VRV system. So, but somehow in they still doing their R&D, they improve a lot, and then 1987, then Daikin they commercially uh, introduced their first VRV system. So what which they call it as D series. So actually, what is the difference between VRV system and other centralized system? So actually, VRV system, the simplest word we can say about VRV system is almost the same as split unit system, but they are using one outdoor unit and multiple indoor unit. So as from the figure you can see, there are one location of outdoor unit here, and then it connected with uh, long refrigerant piping. So they are still using the refrigerant. So in the pipe they are refrigerant compared to centralized system. In the pipe they are using chill water system. So they connect with the long refrigerant piping to the multiple indoor. So for example, in this case, there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 level of 6 level of building here, 6 story. So each story they are using one type of indoor unit, and then it connected to the outdoor unit. So the advantage of VRV system is, of course, they have wide range of unit. So actually they can combine it between multiple choice of indoor unit. For example, they can use wall mounted unit, ceiling cassette unit, ceiling exposed unit. So it is simple, and it just need a long refrigerant piping. So why we call it wide range of unit? They can go for until 11 types of unit, and then it can go also into 37, 73 of models of indoor unit. So actually, still it depend on the brand of the VRV or VRF. So how many and how much model they can adapt into their VRV system. So from this figure, this is the example of how much the difference between the VRV system and our centralized system. As you can see on our left hand side is the chill water system. So at the ground floor, or what we call basement, we are using a chill water system because we have the cooling tower here and the backup water tank here. And then it supply the chill water into the several air handling unit before it coming to the it blow the air to the ducting and then into the diffuser to the room. So compared to the VRV system, on your right hand side there are only the outdoor unit here located at the rooftop, and then it connected with long refrigerant pipe into multiple indoor unit. So as you can see, the capacity, it might be almost the same, and how many cooling load you are required on the room, but you are using VRV system, you still can achieve the cooling load that you want. So as you can see here, on our ground floor, we doesn't need we standby a chiller plant room for the HVAC system. So we also doesn't need a ducting and a cooling tower to reject the heat. And the ducting also we can reduce the cost since our VRV system, we can use normal ceiling cassette or wall mounted system unit in our room. But somehow there are several requirements for the VRV installation. For example, for the piping installation point, there must be certain limit and certain requirement there. For example, between one outdoor unit to the second outdoor unit, there must be about 10-meter length, and then the piping length, they must be not more than 40 meter to the indoor unit from the main pipe, and then the height between certain ceiling limit, they must be not there is about only 15-meter high, and then the length for the maximum from outdoor unit to the lowest ground floor pipe is about only 50 meters. So actually the actual piping length is about only 150 meter. So the total piping length that they can go for VRV system is only about 300 meters. So this is one of the restriction when we are using the VRV system. But we are compared to centralized system, they are commonly good and much more advantage if you are using in our big building, since that is the centralized system. So actually the total pipe length is about 100 meter maximum for the refrigerant pipe for VRV system. So how we want to determine the total pipe length? So we just add on from this is the example from A, B, C until I. So add on just A plus B plus C until you can get the maximum length of your pipe. This is the example on how they are connect with the refrigerant pipe into multiple branch. So as you can see, this is the refrigerant pipe from the outdoor unit. So it's split into two, which is using the RefNet joint here into split into two part. So one part here to the right hand side, it's split into two also part. When it's split into two, we can use the RefNet joint. And if you are using into multiple pipe, for example, this pipe we can go for until 4-5 different pipe. So we are using the RefNet header. So it is quite easy. So the easiest what we call is about we can call it multiple system. So we just want to split the piping of refrigerant here, so we can use into RefNet join and RefNet header.